Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dirge of Cerberus. This is probably the worst amount of times I had to do this. This is the second time I had to record this part. Anyway, enough of me complaining. In the last part, we defeated Shelk. Had to redo it just to get to this part. Because, well, I got ahead, and, well, temp saves delete themselves when you try to re-record something. And in this part, let me just go ahead and give you an overview of what I did to my little machine gun. I gave it the power cross, which, as you can clearly read, this accessory slightly increases the power of melee attacks. Really, I don't know why I put it on there, but I'm not going to use it very often. Either way, we should be going. Oh, and most unfortunate thing, I don't have a Phoenix down for this next fight, so it's going to be tricky.
Again. Answer me this. Do you know why you even exist? Just as I thought. Ignorant to your own destiny. Very well. I'll show you what you really are. You think that toy can penetrate my armor? Enough of the games, Vincent. You be the proto-materia. Vincent! Over here! You can't run! Vincent!
You shouldn't leave those things lying around.
Well done. You have broken through my barrier.
Sen's here. Leave him to me.
Long has it been since I faced a worthy opponent!
Alright, now our next boss fight consists of the Sviet Zul the Cerulean. He is actually very difficult to attack normally. He's weak against, well, not that, apparently. If you let me explain. He's weak against the explosions on the ground. Well, the explosives, not the explosions. And you have kind of a big stock here. The key thing is that you absolutely do not want him shooting you, because as you saw, it took a big chunk out of my health. You want to try to lure him to get closer to you, and after a round of that, he'll pretty much get all mat-like. You want to avoid that shockwave as well, and, well, it's very simple. At the end of the day, he's not really that tough.
You may think this is the end, but Where are you?
Nibelheim.
Wait, Shinra Manor. But that is where... Understood. However, be on your guard. We have reports of deep-ground units deployed in that area. If you wish to enter the manor in one piece, I suggest you use the sewer system extending from the old Mako reactor.
Sewer. How appropriate is that?
Now, as for me, my feline companion, it's time we found out what deep ground is truly up to.
Alright, that is the end of Headquarters Under Siege. I'm fairly certain I got an A rank. Alright, staying consistent to the failed recording, in which what happened is that despite the settings being on, the video records the capture card and whatnot, it recorded my headset audio, which I thought was rather strange. And I don't know what happened, but it seems to be working fine this time. Ah, well. Now then, first things first, we need another Phoenix down. No doubt about it. Can't really go anywhere without those. We don't have any more money, so let's just proceed to the next stage. Manor of Despair. We're going to another known location, known as Nibelheim. And along the way, we're going to have to fight... Well, this is a sewer.
Looks like I'm not the only one here.
Sahagin was a fairly good guess if you were guessing enemy names. Unless you played this game before, in which case... Yeah, your memory still serves you correctly. Now then, the problem with the Sahagin is they are close combat, be a weird way of saying it, as well as long range. Now, since I already ran through this area before, I'm not going to have any of my surprised reactions. Maybe I will. Probably not for most of the time. Either way, clearly, the Sahagin will be weak against electric-type attacks. So, if you, say, still have the thunder materia attached to your machine gun, or attached to any of your other type of guns, then you're in luck. If you're like me and say that the machine gun is very useless, or you say that thunder materia is very useless, then we're both SOL, although we can re-equip it at any time. I, for one, don't truly wish to. Fall down here, which leads to here. I made full circle. Goodness, there's not a whole lot to necessarily explain or talk about, unless you want me to be random and silly, which I don't necessarily wish to be. Because, well, sometimes you can overreact, or in other words, feign a shock, or over-exaggerate something like, maybe these Sahagin are ranged attacking me, and I tell them to get down here. Well, it's an AI, they're not going to. As comedic as it sounds, I'm going to try to avoid doing it. Now, this card key will apply to both gates, so, you can always backtrack. Now then, there should be a Sahagin right around the corner. There are. Except it was 2. But the plural for Sahagin is still Sahagin, so... Anyway. I guess this is just going to be off the side. It's something to talk about, and at least I'm talking. But I have been recently working with FL Studio 9. Now, I do have a full version of it, and I did happen to finish the little tune that I used at the end of my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. And I'm thinking, if you haven't already seen it on YouTube already, of putting it up on the interwebs for the entire world to hear, as well as to listen to that man's re-ambition, well, what's the word? Remastered, I guess? Version of Aerith's theme, however you pronounce it. Which, yes, I did not officially create that little tune myself. I actually took it off of a bit of guitar tab, which was actually a mixture of things. It was a guitar tab for a piano, a guitar tab for a vibraphone, 2 acoustic guitars, and violins, which is very strange, very strange. As you know, you typically have sheet music, not guitar tab. And, well, thankfully I can read guitar tab much better than I can for sheet music, as shameful as that may sound. But, not to give you the wrong impression, I can still read sheet music, it's just I can't figure out the key most of the time. Anyway, enough of my ramblings in FL Studio 9 and, you know, the guitar tab. Let's go up here and grab the Blizzard materia. Alright. Now we just go down here. We should encounter... There's the Hagen 2. Yep, right. I was correct in thinking the right. Then go down here. I believe on the... Again, I'm correct in thinking, although I did not verbally speak it. It just, I can't pick up that said potion. See, this should be a limit breaker. Oh, right, bullets. And Sahagin in there. I knew one of these had Sahagin, I just wasn't sure which. Okay, maybe I should make that excuse, but don't we all? Okay. Card key, which we can use to get in there. I believe we do want to. Trying to... Yeah, we actually do. This way we get the handgun bullets, and there's something back there. First things first, though, gotta deal with a little pest problem. Get a red potion, lower this gate, and we get 2,500 gil. Nice. Alright, then the next area we want to go is, well, perhaps not over here, because we'll make for a full circle now. Oh, no, not full circle, what am I thinking? I guess here's something to talk about. When did Nibelheim have this sewer? That's my question. It's fairly strange, because there was no access to it back in the old Maka reactor. But it's square logic. Let's roll with it. This. Do I? Where's this wire lead? Oh, up there. Yeah. Now I remember. Slip me. So we can push this, or okay, something in there, and that gate will open. Either way, we want to go in there and do just that. First things first, we have to take care of all the Sahagin. And once the room's clear, and we have our 500 gil, we may push some buttons. It's hard getting back into recording and commentating after a week's worth of doing absolutely nothing because of a failed recording. So, again, I apologize for that. It wasn't necessarily my fault, but, you know, if you want to blame me, then blame me. That's absolutely up to you. And look at that! Did you see that? How many ladders could we have done that for? 0 so far. We had to climb them all because they were just jerks. Either way, let's go ahead and push the buttons up here. After, of course, clearing out the Sahagin guarding it. And this will open the way forward. Now, I'm pretty sure that railing is going to magically grow itself so we can't jump down. Or we'll just sneak attack. Okay. It's not as jerkish as some things. Now then, we can out of the sewers. Or at least the sewer section. We're still technically in the sewers, but, well, now we have other things to deal with. That's deep ground. And, well, it's back to the old routine. Avoid getting shot, shoot them. It's just this time we have quite a bit of cover to work with. It's nothing spectacular, though, because, I mean, it's quite dodgy, if you get my drift. Where else is it being shot from? Probably up there. Now, I do know there's an item in here, but a bunch of enemies will come out as soon as you grab it. Power booster. So I'm going to get out as soon as possible. Duck. And I'm just going to avoid there, because I'm pretty sure that's an infinite spawning code. I'm trying to think of it. I didn't want to say script, because I wasn't sure whether or not that was proper or not, but you know, it sort of is, it sort of isn't. Anyway, now we have to play a little waiting game with the elevator that just went higher up. And use our Jedi mind tricks to get it down here. It's working. It's working. It's coming. Yes! Jedi mind tricks win. In all seriousness, though. This elevator is really jerkish. I don't know why they just didn't let you, you know, have like a little console thing in here that you can push to let you go in and out. Either way, there's a jukebox down here, I believe, after deep ground soldiers. And indeed, I am correct. This will allow us to get additional items, which I will gladly take. No, not others. I actually want more handgun bullets, thank you. And, yeah, we'll take some more rifle bullets. I still want to get to the M Hydra. I think it was the S Cerberus and the P Griffin. But things like that have to wait. I do want to get to the materia floater. I want to say that Roman letter is Epsilon, but correct me if I'm wrong. Because I am not familiar with all the Greek lettering. As far as I know is Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma, Omega, Epsilon, and I don't even remember what Epsilon was. And then there's one... Oh yeah, Zeta. Zeta's another one. Elevator will go down now, so we can wait just a little longer. Is it not going to shut? Okay, how is this in the way of the door? Ah, this is going to be fun. I didn't have to do this in the last failed recording. Then again, it wasn't required, essentially. Now we can go in. Alright then. Now, as soon as I can get out of this darn thing. There we go. I believe what we picked up, yeah, it's power booster, which is this optimal attachment increases the weapon's power at a fixed rate. Basically what it is, it's a really, really heavy power booster, which is probably best on this. The deal is that, as you can see, it doesn't really help a lot. And it also really slows down its firing rate, as I will give an example in the next part of my head. Alright, one side shut. We can still get out here. Snap. Oh, you got me. Not for long. See, that is considerably slower, although it does have a lot of firepower, which makes it a lot more useful in my eyes, and probably in yours too. Now that this side will close, and this side will open. Excuse me. I don't want to die, though. And then they will bring out the heavy artillery, which is a typical heavy soldier. And I just got my butt whooped. This is an awesome way to start the other side. Go. I'll just use a single high potion. And now we proceed onward. And they let you backtrack again in case you missed anything. But we didn't, so let's proceed. Now, this section has probably got to be one of my decently favorite parts of the game. No, it's not this cutscene. It's later.
Vincent Valentine reporting for duty, ma'am. I've been assigned your protection.
No.
Huh?
Why would they send his...
Excuse me?
Oh, I apologize. This is the first time I have ever met anyone from the Turks. Lucrezia Chris. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Valentine.
Alright, now for the next section. You know it, if we have to see another character in a brand new cutscene, and he's doing something that Vincent isn't nearby to help him with, that's right. We get to play as the almighty flail, Cait Sith. Now this section is really kind of a Metal Gear Solid-esque section, which is avoid the enemies, and, well, you can't kill any of them, because Cait Sith only has this. A scratching attack. Can't shoot, can't do anything, it doesn't have magic. He is all around useless. Just like he was in Final Fantasy VII. The thing is, though, is that the reason this is kind of my a decent favorite part of my game is because I didn't make this. Of this game is because, well, it's a change of pace.
I can't let anybody find me.
And although you're playing as the ever-useless Cait Sith, you know, it's still relatively fun. And something I should ask, which, you know, it's probably because Square was probably a little too lazy in considering character design to include his Mog mount. But where did that go? Honestly. One has to wonder, because it's fairly strange that it doesn't appear. Either way, we have avoided detection so far. And, well, this is going better than my field recording.
Probably make it in there.
We could. Now then, slowly get down. As, you know, Cait Sith is fairly interesting. He's... shoot. Spotted.
Maybe I can...
Maybe you could... what? You can stop shooting me. Anyway, just push this barrel and blow him to smithereens. Same goes for this guy, but you gotta wait for him to turn around. And of course, you gotta avoid being shot at the very least. In case Sith also doesn't have a double jump, he only has a single jump. Makes him that much more lame. Alright, now for the second section of the Cait Sith Metal Gear Solid section. Thing. Are you sure it's the exact same? Because by the sounds of it, they attacked more than calm. Either way, for the next part, to start it off, you want to, well, simply put, push this down and ruin this deep ground soldier's life for good. As soon as he comes right in front of it, push! And he's dead. There's nothing more sweeter than just ruining a deep ground's life. Now this section's a little tougher, as you kind of have to sneak around, making sure not to make any of these other soldiers see you. But after that, it's not that hard. All you gotta do is, that way, actually go over here and jump the pipe. And that's the end of the section. It's relatively short, but it's just a change of pace. And it's really nice. Catch my drift.
What? Good gracious me! What in the blazes is growing down there? Usher of souls. My brother. Omega. It's Nero the Stable! Oh, jeez!
Okay, so it seems like this new thing has been put into play, and it's been growing in this Mako pool. And now we met this new character, Nero the Sable, who's apparently behind the entire, you know, put people in the darkness kind of ordeal. Now then, this section you can only go this way at first. Don't ask me why, the game just forces you to.
Lucrezia.
Vincent. Right? Have you come to check up on me? Omega. His awakening is upon us. Full wrath of Terra corrupt. Quelling impurity, purging the stream, to beckon forth an alternate fate. Behold mighty chaos. Omega's flies to the lofty heavens. I came across this passage while studying the scriptures of the ancients. The chronicles of yore. Omega. The end. Just as all other sentient beings. He too was born of the life stream. However, his only purpose is to cleanse the planet of all things living, and lead their immortal souls through the abyss of ether to a new beginning, far, far beyond the never-ending sea of stars. Just as light circulates through our planet, so too does our planet through the universe, or at least in theory. However, what I can be certain of is, if Omega awakens, then all life as we know it will end. And when Omega has embarked on his journey to the cosmos, our planet will wither and die. I will leave a copy of my records here for you, Vincent. Though I cannot imagine what help they might be, if any at all. Just remember, I am so sorry.
Lucrezia.
Well, alright then. That's quite a bit of information to take in all at once. In basic terms, it basically means that Omega, if awakened, will take all life on this planet and send it to the cosmos. In other words, this planet will wither and die, and life as we know it will end. And we can't let that happen. So obviously, Vincent, or maybe Cloud, will have to be the hero and save the world. Again. But anyway, I'm going to cut the part off right here. So in the next part, we will search for the Omega report files. So until then,